The biggest misunderstanding about attractiveness. Have you ever noticed? The most attractive people don't actually try to look attractive. They don't show off. They don't try to draw attention. They don't chase social media cues. What sets them apart is their quiet magnetism. While most people think they can be impressive by speaking loudly, talking excessively, or acting exaggeratedly, that top 1% know a much more fundamental truth. True charisma comes from psychology, not showmanship. 2. The hidden power of quiet attractiveness. What attracts people isn't your words. It's who you are in a room. Even before someone gets to know you, they subconsciously gather hundreds of signals about you. Your confident posture, controlled breathing, calm energy, all of these place you in the attractive or repulsive category even before you speak. 3. How quickly does your brain evaluate you? Your brain searches for answers to these questions within milliseconds. Is this person trustworthy? Are they mature? Do I feel comfortable around them? Harvard neuroscience research says the brain is constantly scanning for social signals. Your mirror neurons, mimicking the other person's emotional state, measure their worth without you even realizing it, and words play almost no role in this measurement. 4. Words are only 7%, the rest is you. According to Dr. Albert Mehrabian's findings, communication consists of 7% words, 38% tone of voice, 55% body language. So 93% of attractiveness isn't about your words. It's entirely about your presence, your energy, and who you are. That's why superficial imitations never work. You can't imitate someone's calm self-confidence. If you don't have it, that void will be felt. 5. Quiet charm cannot be imitated, but can be learned. These powerful qualities are not innate. Quietly attractive people are those who have learned over the years to regulate themselves, manage their emotions, focus their attention, and develop physical awareness. So the good news is, quiet charm can be learned. When you develop the right inner qualities, you become irresistible from the outside. 6. The foundation of existence, energy management. It all begins with your existence. Even if you don't speak, people will approach or distance themselves from you based on your energy. True existence is about being able to focus, living in the moment, controlling your emotions, and shutting off energy leaks. 7. Emotional regulation, the power of calmness. Attractive people control their inner world, not the outer world. A criticism, a little tension, or a negative glance doesn't derail them. This is a sign of psychological maturity. People feel safe around such individuals. This is based on breath control, recognizing triggers, and noticing early physical signs. 8. Attention power, full focus. When you're distracted, your energy drops. When you give someone half your attention, they sense it and the connection breaks. But what if someone truly senses you're there? The interaction becomes captivating. Nowadays, almost nobody gives their full attention. So when you do, you seem privileged. 9. Physical awareness. The body speaks. Your body reflects your inner state. If your shoulders are tense, anxiety. If your face is tense, stress. If your posture is open, self-confidence. If your breathing is rhythmic, balance. Quietly attractive people carry peace in their bodies. That's why their posture is relaxed and their movements are fluid. 10. Building a solid presence. When emotional control plus attention management plus physical awareness combine, a solid presence emerges. These people don't shout in crowds. Their calmness is already striking. They create a natural, effortless, and genuine charisma. And the best part, these habits can be developed in anyone through daily repetition. SAO, final weighting, summary. Quiet charm isn't something achieved through acting. True charm is created by projecting your inner balance, calmness, self-confidence, and maturity outwards. You don't need to speak. Who you are speaks for itself. And everyone can learn this path. Chapter 2. The Silent Power of Existence. You cannot create attraction without managing your energy. 1. The invisible foundation of attraction. What determines whether a person is truly attractive is not their words, but their energy. This energy is a field that is invisible from the outside, but unconsciously felt by everyone. Existence, that is, the capacity to be there, determines the true frequency a person radiates to the environment. True existence is not noisy. It does not try to attract attention. True existence is being fully rooted in the present moment. When the mind is not scattered, energy concentrates at a single point, and this concentration attracts people. 2. A regular mind creates regular energy. When your inner state is clear, your body, face, voice, and breath are also clear. That's why some people inspire confidence when they enter a room without saying a single word. Neuroscience explains this as nervous system harmony. If your mind is calm, your breath is deep. If your breath is deep, your body language opens up. If your body language opens up, people unconsciously relax. That's what's attractive. Not feeling threatened in someone's presence. Therefore, what people are truly attracted to isn't physical beauty, but the energy of inner stability. 3. Partial existence tires. People. Most people's energy is scattered because their bodies are here, but their thoughts are in another time. They think about what just happened. They imagine what might happen. They plan what they will say. They analyze themselves. This mental noise is reflected to the other person as chaotic energy. And even if people aren't aware of it, they distance themselves from this energy. True attraction begins with focusing the mind on a single point, the present moment. 4. Energy management equals emotional management. The first step in controlling energy is regulating emotions. A person with emotional balance doesn't react to small things, doesn't easily get angry at ridicule, criticism, or stress, doesn't change shape according to the moods of others. These people provide emotional security, and emotional security is the biggest magnet for attraction. If a person makes you feel, I can be myself here, everyone is drawn to that person. 5. The physical roots of emotions. Emotions don't just arise in the mind, they are also experienced in the body. Breath, posture, facial muscles, and tone of voice move simultaneously. For example, anxiety quickens breathing. Anger locks the jaw. Uncertainty lowers the shoulders. These small physical signals are a language that other people unconsciously read. When you recognize the emotion early, you prevent it from growing. This gives you back control of the energy. 6. Breathing, the hidden steering wheel of energy. The most effective way to calm emotions is to manage your breath. Deep breathing, parasympathetic system, calmness, rapid breathing. Sympathetic system, stress. Attractive people unconsciously breathe from their diaphragms. Even when standing, there is a rhythmic, slow, and controlled airflow. This sends the message to the environment. I am here, the power is within me, the energy is balanced. and people are drawn to this balanced energy without even realizing it. 7. Attention, the center point of existence. Where attention goes, energy follows. Scattered attention, weak existence. Focused attention, strong existence. When you are truly 100% focused in a conversation, not thinking about your phone, not planning your next sentence, you give the other person a very rare feeling, to be truly seen. People deeply feel the lack of this. That's why true focus creates an almost mesmerizing effect. 8. Your body speaks, reflects your energy. The body constantly sends signals. Tension, stiffness, restlessness equals message of anxiety. Open posture, relaxed shoulders equals message of self-confidence. These are not things consciously imitated. These are physical manifestations of energy. Good energy management teaches you to release unnecessary tension, to remain relaxed but alert, and to harmonize your inner state with your body. 9. When three abilities combine, a solid being is born. When emotional balance plus attention control plus physical awareness combine, the result is a solid being. This being is a space of stability and security that others immediately sense. Your speech becomes clearer, your voice sharper, your eye contact deepens. These changes are not acting, but the natural result of inner order. And here's the most important point. Without a solid being, no social skill seems attractive. But with a solid being, even the simplest words become effective. Chapter 3. Mastering the Art of Strategic Silence and Deep Listening 1. A world where silence shines. In a noisy environment, a person who can remain silent is immediately noticed. This silence is not passivity. It is an expression of balance, awareness, and self-confidence. Most people try to attract attention by raising their voice. However, in human psychology, true weight comes from controlled calmness. Strategic silence doesn't push a person into the background. On the contrary, it brings them to the forefront. 2. Silence is the power to create space. When used well, silence offers the other person ample space to express their own thoughts. Most people speak quickly because they are afraid to confront their own emotions in silence. But someone accustomed to silence says to the other person, "I'm here. I'm not in a hurry. I can really hear you." Because people rarely experience this, such an interaction becomes profound and memorable. 3. Silence equals self-confidence. Someone who talks constantly, often unconsciously, sends the message. If there's a pause, they'll think I'm boring. I need to keep this conversation going. If I stay silent now, I'll be misunderstood. However, being comfortable with silence sends a completely different message. I don't need to prove myself. And one of the most attractive things in society is this self-assured calmness. 4. The words of those who talk less are more valuable. When a person talks constantly, their words become worthless. But if a person only speaks when their contribution is truly meaningful, people stop and listen, because the following mental message is triggered. This person must be saying something important when they speak. Speaking less, but effectively, is the psychological advantage created by strategic silence. 5. Deep listening connects the brain. When a person feels truly listened to, the level of oxytocin in their brain increases. This hormone creates feelings of trust, closeness, and warmth. Therefore, deep listening is not just a method of communication. It's a way of establishing a biological connection. Most people don't listen. They just wait to prepare a response. Instead of truly understanding the speaker, they mentally plan the moment they'll tell their own story. Therefore, deep listening has become an almost lost art in the modern world. 6. The first step to deep listening: full focus. True listening begins with your attention being completely focused on the person speaking. This includes closing out distractions, making eye contact, reading both the words and nonverbal cues, clearing your mind to understand the emotion. When you give someone your full attention, you send them an incredibly powerful message. Right now, you are the only one in my world. This feeling is appealing because it is rare. 7. Reading the emotional subtext. People aren't very good at putting into words what they're really feeling. Therefore, it's necessary to look not only at what someone is saying, but also at the underlying emotion. Are they hurt, anxious, excited, hopeful, tense? When the speaker recognizes and acknowledges this emotion, they feel a deep sense of relief. They feel seen and understood. That's when the relationship develops. 8. Curiosity, the fuel of listening. Deep listening stems from the question, how does this person see the world? When you set aside prejudice, defensiveness, and the need to be right, the door to the speaker's inner world becomes visible. This level of curiosity creates a strong sense of being valued in people. This is the cornerstone of the appealing seriousness of quiet people. 9. Feedback that makes you feel understood. Reflective feedback signals to the speaker, I understand what you heard. I'm with you. For example, I think this is the hardest thing for you, isn't it? I sense your current frustration. This not only facilitates communication, but also deepens the relationship. 10. Managing conversation with spaces, not words. Intelligent leaders guide not with words, but with questions and strategic pauses. A silence at the right moment is more powerful than many words, because silence forces the other person to think. As thought deepens, so does the connection. 11. People don't always want solutions. When someone shares their problems, most people immediately try to find a solution. However, people usually want to be understood, not just find a solution. Being able to sit with someone without immediately trying to alleviate their pain is a sign of high emotional maturity. It conveys the message, I trust you. You can handle this feeling. Chapter 4. The hidden power of calmness, self-confidence, and emotional stability. Calm self-confidence. While it's one of the most universally appealing qualities a person can possess, it's also one of the most misunderstood. Many confuse it with speaking loudly, a harsh attitude, dominance, or aggressive behavior. But true calm self-confidence isn't about being fearless, never doubting, or always feeling strong. True calm self-confidence is the ability to maintain one's center, no matter how much external circumstances change. And that's precisely why people find this stance magnetic. Because in human psychology, stability means self-confidence. 1. What psychology sees: the power of emotional regulation. Science links calm self-confidence to these two fundamental abilities: emotional regulation, stress tolerance. People with calm self-confidence feel strong emotions internally, but they don't allow these emotions to dominate their behavior. They may feel anxiety, but they don't panic. They may experience disappointment, but they don't react impulsively. They may face uncertainty, but they don't become paralyzed. That's why they appear like a solid rock. And the human mind, evolutionarily, associates this kind of balance with reliability. 2. Why is emotional stability attractive? From an evolutionary perspective, emotional stability is the hallmark of being a resilient partner, leader, or friend through difficult times. Socially, it provides psychological security to the person you're with. People feel comfortable around you. They revert to their natural selves. Personally, the situation is different. This stability adds sincerity and authenticity to your behavior. People find you strong because you are truly yourself, not because you are acting. 3. What's happening inside the brain? The dominance of the prefrontal cortex. If a person can remain calm even under pressure, this indicates that the prefrontal cortex, the executive area of the brain, is functioning strongly. This area is responsible for decision-making, impulse control, emotional regulation. If this capacity is high, a natural distance is created between emotion and action. You feel something, but that emotion is not you. This skill is directly related to high intelligence and emotional maturity. 4. Feeling an emotion is not the same as being a prisoner of an emotion. Calm and confident people know this difference very well. Experiencing an emotion is not the same as being controlled by that emotion. Emotions are only temporary guests. They teach us things, point us to things, remind us of things, but they don't force us to determine our behavior. That is freedom. This area makes a person stable and respectable. 5. Observing, not suppressing. Suppressing emotions is not the solution. On the contrary, it leads to bigger outbursts. True calm self-confidence involves clearly recognizing emotions, but consciously choosing responses. This develops what we call metacognition, the ability to observe thoughts and feelings from the outside. Like a scientist, like an observer, curiously examining their own inner world. This perspective doesn't intensify the emotional storm. On the contrary, it clarifies it. 6. Awareness, creating a space between stimulus and response. Awareness isn't about being constantly calm. Awareness is about noticing internal fluctuations in real time. And most importantly, it's about putting a small space between stimulus and response. This space gives the person a chance to choose. Therefore, awareness is the foundation of calm self-confidence. 7. Breathing, the steering wheel of the nervous system. The most practical tool for emotional stability is breathing, because breathing directly controls the nervous system. When you notice yourself being triggered, take a few deep, slow breaths. Activates the parasympathetic system, calms the body, clears the mind. Even this small habit can completely change a person's behavior. 8. Body language, reflecting confidence, standing tall, keeping your chest open, pulling your shoulders back. Harvard research shows that even just 2 minutes of confident posture increases testosterone, lowers cortisol levels. In short, the body regulates the mind, and the mind regulates the body. Calm self-confidence is built both from the inside out and from the outside in. 9. Stress management, strengthening emotional muscles. Just as muscles strengthen with controlled stress, emotional resilience develops in the same way. Gradually exposing yourself to manageable challenges, speaking in front of a group, giving a speech you previously avoided, entering social situations you're uncomfortable in. All of these strengthen your emotional system. As long as the challenge isn't too big to help your growth and too serious to be harmful. Chapter 5. Developing True Social Intelligence and Emotional Awareness. The art of seeing the unseen. True social intelligence is the ability to read what's happening in a room, not just with your eyes, but also with your mind and intuition. It's not about trying to decipher people's true intentions or manipulate them. Rather, it's about noticing the subtle currents of the social world, sensing the energy in the environment, and most importantly, participating in these interactions as yourself, as a real human being. Social intelligence is appealing because it embodies emotional maturity, empathy, and the ability to make people feel good. People are naturally drawn to those with whom they can breathe easily. Emotions flowing beneath the surface. Most people focus only on the words when they speak, but people's true communication goes far beyond words. A glance, a brief movement in facial muscles, a slight fluctuation in tone of voice. All of these give clues about what's going on inside the other person. Social awareness is based on understanding what people feel rather than what they say on the surface. Because in every environment, 3 layers of communication operate simultaneously. Verbal level, what is said. Emotional level, what is felt. Relational level, the invisible power dynamics and positions people establish with each other. High social intelligence is learning to read these 3 levels simultaneously. The power of nonverbal language. Most emotions are conveyed through body language and tone of voice. Therefore, true social intelligence is learning to read these cues. Micro-expressions, posture changes, energy drops, or increases emotional shifts in tone of voice. The difference between a genuine smile and a polite smile. As this awareness develops, people begin to open up to you more and feel better about themselves. Because when you are understood, you are not just a listener, but also someone who feels. Being aware of your own emotional impact. Most people are unaware of how their own energy affects those around them. Excitement can sometimes be exhausting for the other person. Anxiety can create unease. An overly forceful communication style can alienate more introverted individuals. True social intelligence is about asking the question, what kind of impact am I making? This requires honestly assessing how people feel. Are they relaxed and able to breathe? Or are they tense? Are they open? Or are they superficial? This awareness allows you to tailor your communication to the individual. This isn't masking. It's the ability to manage communication more comfortably and gracefully. The ability to read group dynamics. Every group has unwritten rules. Understanding whose word carries weight, who gets attention, and who stays in the background is a skill. People with high social intelligence quickly decipher these dynamics. With this skill, you know when to lead, when to remain silent, when to offer support, when to withdraw, when to speak appropriately. This awareness makes you naturally effective in social situations. Cognitive empathy. Understanding emotions without feeling them. Emotional empathy is feeling another person's emotions. Cognitive empathy, on the other hand, is understanding those emotions without feeling them. This is especially valuable in the following situations: conflicts, negotiations, highly emotional environments, leadership roles. Because you can find the right path without being affected by emotions, understand the needs of all parties, and generate solutions. This is a very powerful quality that makes people trust you. Reading communication. Styles. People are not the same. Some speak directly, some indirectly. Some think quickly, some slowly. Some prefer energetic communication, some calmness. Social intelligence is the ability to communicate harmoniously with people who are at different speeds. Being fast doesn't mean everyone has to be fast. Being calm doesn't mean everyone has to be calm. Agreeableness is not something that weakens sincerity. On the contrary, it is a kindness that makes the other person feel valued. Managing social mistakes with grace. Everyone says the wrong thing sometimes. Everyone misinterprets a moment sometimes. Those with high social intelligence don't try to hide these moments. They manage them with grace. A light humor, a gentle correction. Open sincerity reduces tension. This is a sign of maturity and self-confidence. Reciprocity, the secret rule that keeps relationships alive. Truly attractive people know that relationships only last through mutual contribution. Therefore, in their interactions, they offer support, they add energy, they listen, they help, and they do it without expecting anything in return. Because people never forget those who make them feel good. Chapter 6. Purposeful Movement and the Art of Physical Presence. The truth. Your body speaks. Your physical presence speaks before every sentence you utter. Your posture, your steps, the movement of your hands, even your breath, all send powerful signals about your inner world. Most people emit these signals unconsciously. This unknowingly weakens their attractiveness, influence, and social value. The truth is, your physical presence reflects your mental state and also shapes your mental state. This is a psychological fact known as embodied cognition. How posture shapes inner identity. A confident posture not only looks good on the outside, it also regulates your inner world. When you slightly open your chest, pull your shoulders back, and deepen your breath, your brain receives signals of security and strength. This makes you more balanced, more alert, and more peaceful. It's a cycle. Your mental state strengthens your body, and your body strengthens your mind. Purposeful movements. Purposeful movement differs from the unconscious crowd-driven behavior of others. It manifests itself through three fundamental characteristics. 1. Intention. Every movement has a purpose. You don't move your hands randomly. You don't sway while walking. You don't slouch while sitting. Your body obeys the will of your mind. 2. Fluidity. Movements don't fight each other. There are no sudden movements, hesitations, or abrupt transitions. You move fluidly, like writing. 3. Stability. Your foundation is solid. Your weight is concentrated in the lower center of your body. This is the skill that martial artists and dancers call centering. Feeling the power of the center. The body's center of gravity is a few centimeters below the navel. When you become aware of this point, your movements automatically become more confident and aesthetically pleasing. Most people carry tension in their shoulders, chin, or neck. This adds an invisible but felt energy to actions. For example, haste, irritability, restlessness, anxiety. When you return to your center, all this excess dissolves. The golden balance between relaxation and alertness. An attractive physical presence is one that strikes a balance between two extremes. Too relaxed, appearing indifferent. Too tense, appearing anxious. The most attractive is a posture where the body is flexible and the mind is alert. This gives the other person both confidence and charisma. The true art of eye contact. Eye contact is the most powerful weapon of physical presence. However, most people use it completely wrong. Correct eye contact is not piercing. is not constant, is not threatening. Correct eye contact is sincere, rhythmic, and natural. Maintaining eye contact while listening is very important. Briefly averting your eyes while speaking and then looking back again provides naturalness. Adjusted eye contact is invaluable depending on the situation. In close relationships, softer and more natural. In new acquaintances, more stable and clear. In professional settings, a little longer, more controlled. Managing your eyes completely changes how people perceive you. The psychology of gestures and hand positions. Your hands say much more than you think. Open hand gestures always create a sense of trust, honesty, and transparency. Crossing your arms, hiding your hands, or gathering them inside your body is often an unconscious defense signal. But the important thing is not to act. The position should find a natural place in your body. The character of the walk. Walking is the physical behavior that most quickly reveals a person's inner world. Tips for a powerful walk. Your head is slightly up. Your shoulders are back but not tense. Your step rhythm is neither hasty nor hesitant. The tempo is determined by your purpose. People walk faster when they are anxious. They slow down when they feel insecure. Those who want to avoid attracting attention shrink. Those who want to attract excessive attention expand. However, an attractive walk carries a simple, clear, clean, and calm energy. The message of sitting posture. Even when sitting, your body speaks. In social and professional settings, sitting upright but comfortably, keeping your feet firmly on the ground, orienting your body in harmony with your surroundings shows maturity and awareness. Space usage also comes into play here. Taking up too little space looks insecure. Taking up too much space gives the impression of carelessness and arrogance. The important thing is to read the context correctly. Personal space and physical sensitivity. Physical presence is not just about your body. It also includes your relationship with the bodies of others. Chapter 7. Unwavering Inner Confidence. Based on competence. True self-confidence cannot be faked. True self-confidence cannot be achieved through false behaviors, poses, or superficial displays of bravery. False self-confidence quickly crumbles because it lacks an inner foundation. Unwavering self-confidence stems from competence, self-awareness, and accumulated evidence of the ability to overcome life's challenges. Therefore, true self-confidence is far more appealing than simply looking strong because its foundation is genuine. Self-confidence is a state, not a personality. Psychology states that self-confidence is not a fixed trait, but a dynamic state resulting from the interaction of your abilities and motivation. In other words, true self-confidence is shaped by how you see yourself, how you cope with challenges, and evidence of your past successes. Truly confident people accumulate this evidence step by step over the years. Competence, the unshakable foundation of self-confidence. The foundation of unshakable self-confidence rests on a single word: competence. Competence means being genuinely good at something that matters to you and adds value to others. These can include professional skills, art, physical fitness, emotional intelligence, problem-solving ability, and so on. Many people try to build self-confidence with positive thoughts and affirmations, but this often fails because the subconscious knows the truth. If there is genuine ability, self-confidence naturally increases. Productive discomfort. the hidden engine of growth. The way to develop competence is through a process known in psychology literature as productive discomfort. This means regularly testing yourself with tasks and goals that challenge you but don't completely overwhelm you. This process requires effort plus determination plus willingness to learn. Truly self-confident people have a rich history of achieving challenging goals and overcoming obstacles. This is because they have repeatedly proven to themselves, I can learn something new. I can improve. I can do this. Self-efficacy, based on a history of success. When you overcome challenges, your brain registers this powerful message. No matter what life throws, I can find a way. This feeling is called self-efficacy, and it is the most powerful component of true self-confidence. Therefore, a person's self-confidence is fueled not by words, but by the evidence they have accumulated in the past. Self-awareness. Those who know themselves never lose. Deep self-confidence also requires strong self-awareness. This requires honestly seeing and accepting your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, your limitations, your behavioral patterns. Someone who knows themselves well remains more stable in the face of criticism, setbacks, or crises, because their reactions are based on awareness, not randomness. Developing self-awareness includes honest self-assessment, seeking feedback when needed, observing your successes and failures objectively. This process doesn't weaken self-confidence. On the contrary, it strengthens it. Accepting limitations. The paradoxical strength. Truly confident people know this. No one needs to be good at everything. They don't hide, exaggerate, or deny their weaknesses. They accept them, work on them if necessary, and dedicate their energy to developing their strengths. This honesty is indestructible because it bases self-confidence on reality, not dreams. Emotional resilience, the art of standing tall in the face of challenges. Another cornerstone of inner self-confidence is emotional resilience. This means recovering from failures, managing disappointment, processing emotional pain, and then moving forward. This doesn't mean never getting hurt. This means being able to keep moving forward even when you're hurt. With every challenge you overcome, the inner walls of your self-confidence grow stronger. Harnessing the power of failure. Truly confident people interpret failure like this: I'm inadequate. No. There's something to learn. Yes. This approach is Carol Dweck's growth mindset. That is, abilities are not fixed. They can be developed. Challenges are opportunities, not threats. Effort and perseverance are not signs of inadequacy. They are the path to mastery. Taking risks. The fuel for boosting self-confidence. Intrinsic self-confidence develops by taking calculated risks. This means saying yes to challenging opportunities, regularly stepping outside your comfort zone, trying despite the possibility of failure. The key here is to choose goals that are challenging enough to help you grow, but not so difficult as to break you. This delicate balance ensures both the growth and preservation of self-confidence.